Hello, what is up guys? Evildoisarm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent patch that came to Black Desert on November 14th of 2024, going over all the events, as well as major changes, that way you don't miss a thing. This patch brings a ton of changes to a couple of different classes, like really big game-changing changes to those classes, plus some awesome life skill reworks and tweaks and bonuses, fishing event, tons of really cool stuff. So yeah, quickly before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, new to Black Desert, and you've been watching these videos and have not subscribed yet, please consider it. It helps to grow my channel, it keeps up to date with new content, and we both win. And without further ado, let's get into it and start off with the events like we do every single week. And like I said, this week's events have some pretty cool ones going on. First things first, we have a bunch of life skill events going on. 50% flat EXP bonus right now. Huge bonus for every single life skill except for the trading life skill. Second, the gathering minigame has a double drop rate for the 10x minigame that spawns. So really awesome right there. When this is running, you can make insane income off of gathering, so really cool. Definitely want to take advantage of that. Next, we have the Blessing of Spirits that will randomly proc whenever you're doing gathering, which will give you a 10 energy recovery, last for 5 minutes, giving you a drop rate bonus to gathering, as well as increased life skill mastery and movement speed. So all around really nice buff for gathering. And finally, you can get the Dalishan's Elixir to give you a 5-second reduction to cooking and alchemy time plus bonus mastery. So if you need to do some AFK cooking, power level your cooking skill, now is the best time to do that. That 5-second timer is going to be insane for boosting your overall stats there. So really awesome series of life skill events around that. And not to be outdone, for those of you that are interested in horse taming, training, all those types of things, we have bonus Oblivion Flowers whenever you do your tier horse exchanges. And you're going to get Imperial Training Delivery invoices as well, which can be exchanged for a ton of really cool things. 50% Mount EXP and Training EXP in addition to the Life EXP that we get already. So really nice right there. And you can capture wild horses every single day to get these Shining Capture Seals. These Shining Capture Seals can be used to purchase a bunch of different things, like more Imperial Delivery invoices, Fern Roots for upgrading to those Tier 10 horses, Courser Training Selection Box, or even a just straight up Tier 8 horse. So really cool series of life skill events for both gathering, cooking, horse taming, and we're not going to be outdone because we're going to move right into fishing. So again, 50% bonus EXP to fishing if you're out there trying to power level that, and a new item that's going to drop for the next couple of weeks running through December 5th. This is the Shikatu's Merchant's Lost Chest. This item will be picked up just randomly fishing in certain areas. So if you're AFK fishing in the Sea of Valia, the dock right by Heidel, the Altanova little area that we have the typical fishing events, Valencia City off the back side of it over there, Duvenkroon in the springs, Grana by the waterfalls, and then the regions out in the Land of Morning Light. Any of these regions, if you're fishing those AFK, you're going to get a chance to drop these little boxes right here. These boxes have some insane items in them, really nice bonuses all around. The item that you're going to be most interested in, though, is going to be these little sundries that you can exchange at the bottom of this event. So for one of those, you get an Advice of Valks plus 200, which is a huge Advice of Valks. That's pretty awesome right there. So definitely want to pick that up. Also, free premium outfit box from this as well. A 150 and a 120 stack, so you can pick those up. Stature item right there. Shikatu Seals, 100 of those you can exchange through this as well for 5 of those, so you can kind of pump through and get some really cool items from that. Shikatu's Dream Box, Resplendent Boxes, Life Boxes, tons of really awesome things. So definitely want to consider doing some AFK fishing here for some awesome items. The final event that's going on is going to be this little pitch your story, make your own little cartoon featuring characters from the Land of Morning Light, enter for a chance to win, top 5 people get a value pack as well as an outfit box, and anybody that participates will get a life skill or scroll or combat scroll box. So neat little outside of the game event that you can pick up and work on. And that's pretty much going to do it for the events, so let's move on into the patch notes themselves, and this week's patch brings a ton of changes to a bunch of different classes. Generally speaking, the classes with the most text here got a bunch of improvements to either their cooldowns, scalings, damage scalings, like ratios of recovery, damage distributions, like a bunch of different overall improvements, mobility for a bunch of different classes. Generally, the classes with the most text got the biggest improvements. I'm not going to read through every single one of these. I'm just going to list off the classes, and if your class is on the list of these ones as we scroll through it, you'll probably want to go through and read the actual information of what changed with it. Some classes got entirely new skills, there's a bunch in here. So first of all, the first class that got the biggest changes is going to be Sorceress. Tamer gets a bunch of changes plus new skills and how those all work. Valkyrie gets a bunch of changes to their skills and how they work. Kunoichi with a bunch of improvements. Ninja with a bunch of improvements. Witch and Wizard get some changes as a pair, and then Wizard gets even more changes to their scalings and time. Lan gets some changes to the scalings and some damage improvements, so not as many as the other classes, but worth noting for everybody that does like to play Lan. Hashashin gets a bunch of scaling changes and cooldown changes. Nova with cooldown changes and a change to how the damage is distributed between the summons as well as the character itself. So a change on that ratio. Dracania with changes to damages and scalings. Wusa, not as many here that are listed, but it is some nice improvements. So a DP buff as well as some changes to like the ratios of damage reduction. And then Dosa gets a ton of scaling changes as well, both Awakening and Succession. But that's it for the class side of things. Then we get into all the different life skill changes, and there's a ton of these. So as you know, you're a resident life skiller, I'm really excited about these. First of all, you can now do Imperial Cooking and Alchemy on the same day. So before, you would have to do either one Imperial Cooking delivery or one Alchemy delivery. Now you can do them both, which means even more income for those of you that are leveled up in both Alchemy and Cooking. And in addition to that, the Alchemy boxes have an increased ratio on the sale ratio. So it goes from 45% to 145% at max level. So that means it's probably going to start moving towards more viability to be doing Alchemy as well, making money off your Imperial turn-ins from Alchemy, and just in general, nice improvement to the Alchemy life skill. So really nice buff on that side. We're going to skip around a bit in the notes to get to the next life skilling related update, and that is going to be with fishing. So fishing gets some new prize catches that you can get, tons and tons of new fish. So 45 in total. All these fish have a chance to drop while you're out fishing in certain areas, and when you gather one of these up, you can sell them onto a trade vendor. So really nice buff there to fishing overall. In addition to that, we have an increase in the vendor price for all of the grades of fish as well. So yeah, just nice buff all around to fishing. Again, this also complements the AFK fishing event that's going on really well as well. So definitely a great time to set your character up to do some fishing. Keeping in the life skilling vein, bartering items have been changed and adjusted as well. So the level 1 barters from land goods have been adjusted. And now you're getting some different rewards as well from bartering. So some improvements to like the items that you get from the bartering and how it all works. More crow coins, more everything. Now here's a pretty big one as well. The carrack is now available to be purchased off the central market. You can buy, sell, trade, etc. all your carracks. You can see the current price that they're all listed for. You can see if anybody's put any pre-orders in on them, and they have. The bracket on this is 50 billion to 20 billion, and a minimum price of 10 billion. So I expect this to continue to rise for quite a while here, but you can now vendor and sell between other characters your carrack. There's also a new treasure item for training your horses, a lamp, that you can pick up as well. So for those of you that do like horse training and taming and all that, definitely something to work towards. Now we can move back up the patch notes a little bit before all the life skilling stuff, because for some reason they decided to like split the life skilling in the middle for some reason. But we have a new guild manor that can be purchased. So guild manor has guild furniture associated with it, and increase to your guild storage as well. So some improvements to guilds as well as some like fun stuff to do with your guild on that side. So that was the little bit that's mixed in the middle there. Moving on into more PvP related content, we have some additional stuff with the Guild League. So the regular season has ended for the Guild League, and they're going to issue rewards on November 21st based on your ranking. Tons of different rewards there for those of you that are involved in all of that. So pretty cool stuff to pick up. Also, War of the Roses has some changes and tweaks to it as well, for those of you that are in the top 300 players that can partake in War of the Roses. And then beyond that, we actually don't have a ton of like major changes with this, just some like tweaks to UI interface, readability of different things, nothing else too crazy with the patch. So now is your turn to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you excited for anything in this patch? Excited for the life skills? I know I'm pretty excited for the life skills. Definitely looking forward to setting up for some AFK fishing and whatnot, and just pretty excited overall. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and as always guys, thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you at the next YouTube video, the next Twitch livestream, or wherever I happen to see you. Peace.